wholeness. Welcome to my portal. So, my name is Rasheedah Silvertree, and I am here to discuss a few updates and changes. I will do my best to keep this video hopefully under 15 minutes. But it's basically I am wanting to rebrand myself, review my intentions for my channel. So I wrote down a list just to keep myself, on the path. Keep myself on the path. Just to keep myself organized, because I tend to, dive deep in certain things, especially if it's really interesting. So first off on the list is name change. Yes, if those of you who have been following this channel, it started off as Runes of Silvertree. I have always been very, very connected to tree medicine. This is a very spiritual, esoteric channel, first off. And so things of that nature, like nature, that involves trees, animal medicine, tree medicine, alchemy, all of these different aspects of recognizing spirit, God, higher consciousness, Allah, in very beautiful ways. It's just God's different faces, if you will. It's God's different ways of expressing itself. So, yeah, that's basically what my Runes of Silvertree was about. I would update these energy readings for the past several months. Has been like every 2 weeks or so. So about 2 to 3 rune energy readings a month. However, recently I have been initiated into the Sufi path. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because I am a student of it. I am not a master of anything. I'm a student of life, and I'm definitely a student of Sufism. I'll tell you a little bit about my cultural background, religious background. So I am African American. I was raised in a Muslim household, but in my family, in my background, we have a blend from Jehovah's Witness to Baptist to Protestant to Nation of Islam. So there's so many different mixtures of different faiths within my paternal and paternal background and lineage, that it's just a melting pot. But I was predominantly raised in a Muslim household, and so we practiced Sunni. We were Sunni. We, followed the practice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So for many years, I even wore the hijab for over a decade of my life when I was in my youth and as a young adult. So that kind of like wraps that up a bit. But actually, it was about a little over a week ago, that I have converted to the Sufi. I'd rather prefer the word initiated into the Sufi path. This is very heart-centered. Yes, there is a connection to Islam, and between Sufism and Islam. They are not the same. Sufism is much older than Islam. However, I will always respect Islam, so Islam will always have a space and place within my heart, but I find that Sufism really focuses on the relationship between Allah and the heart. Relationship between love and the heart and Allah, and what all that means. It's a beautiful journey. And so my first name is Naja, my middle name is Rasheedah. These are 2 beautiful gifts that my mother gave to me on the day I was born. And so with every new initiate, you're given a new name. And but I didn't really have to. I was already born with it, and so I want to kind of lead my footsteps onto this pathless path, as my guide says, to explore that and to evolve in it, to expand in it, to embrace what Rasheedah means. And I will get into that very, very soon. Not so soon, but probably next year, in the meaning of the names. So let's dive a little bit more. The next thing. So I hope that covered up the name change. Silvertree is basically, I'm an energy reader, so I see beautiful, loving, silvery white light. That's what I see, that's what I work with. And then I will see the opposite of that, which I call it the black gunkety goo, because that's what it is. And we all have to go through these energy cleansings and clearings and purifications to use the light energy that we have to purify that black, dark stuff that can get a bit stagnant into our space and into our being on many different levels, which manifests into dis-eases and imbalances within our anatomy and our physiology. So that's where silver comes from. And then, as I mentioned before, I have an affinity for trees. I love trees. Trees represent the alchemy, right? For a tree, its roots go into the earth. That's the earth element. To grow beautifully, it needs rain. That's the water element. For the photosynthesis, right, it takes in the sunlight, right? That's fire energy. And then for the wind, there's a gas exchange as part of the photosynthesis. It takes in, oh my gosh, carbon dioxide. Yes, carbon dioxide. And then there's the fifth one is spirit, okay? And it's a living, beautiful entity that is a wonderful teacher, and that's why I chose the tree. It chose me, to be honest. It chose me, and the path chooses you as well. So that's the connection with the Sufism and the name. Okay, next we have symbols and sigils. So I've always felt, with the runes are symbols. They're ancient symbols, and the word runes comes from the Scandinavian culture, and it's very European, ancient Europe. But the Scandinavian culture, they used to scry. They used the runes, and they would take pieces of wood or stone, and carve their symbols, which actually were I believe their alphabet as well. Well, that's what I called my symbols, that source, that Allah, the one, the higher power showed me during a very specific and very profound spiritual practice. And so with that, I want to continue doing my readings and my energy readings for the collective, because I want to make sure that I stay authentic. Even though I am very much falling in love with the Sufism and what Sufism will teach me, even though I very much feel called to the nature elements and alchemy, I want to blend those two worlds together and allow the Allah, the one, allow the love, the supreme love, to express itself in whatever shape or form. I am very much a conduit, to sit here and say all of this is me, I am me because of me, would be very false. And there's one of the 99 names of Allah is called Ya Haq, which that is the name of study for the month of December, which I'll definitely make a lot more videos about that and what that pertains, and just I'm really excited. But Ya Haq, it's that reality, the truth. It's very grounding type of energy, and so I wanted to start that off with that. And so how will that tie into the runes and the energy readings? They will still take place. I will still do them. They're specifically for the reading. Symbols and sigils are specifically for the human collective. It's for humanity. If I am asked and guided to, to do an individual readings, personal readings, I will do so. If I am invited and I am guided, I will do it. But personally, I tune into the energy of the collective. Next, so yes, beautiful. So it's flowing right nicely into the study of the 99 names of Allah. As a young Muslimah, in the Islamic traditions, we are exposed to some Sufism teachings and to some elements of it. They aren't, you can have, well, I don't want to get off topic here. Okay, so the 99 names, when I was a young girl, I was exposed to them and the power of reciting them. My mother, she would tell us like, hey, we want to study the 99 names of Allah, but there was a lot of emphasis on studying the Quran, studying the Arabic, the Arabic, classical Arabic, and so that was, that's how I was exposed to it. However, not even knowing that my middle name was was one of the 99 names of Allah, and that's it's so interesting how all of this is kind of unfolding. But I want to make that an emphasis on this channel is to explore and the study and study the 99 names of Allah with you. I find that, with YouTube and the algorithm and the AI and all of this content and information, it can be, if you're on the consumer end, it can be overwhelming. But as a content creator or a co-creator, it can be it's just as overwhelming as well, because you're wanting to stay authentic to you, but then at the same time you're wanting to engage or create content that will pull people in, or the numbers in. And I will have to say, like, this isn't something that I want to, the numbers and statistics and having a certain number of subscribers isn't something that is my main goal. It is a goal of mine, but it's not the driving force. The driving force of doing this is to educate, and it's to educate myself as well as others who may be interested in the path, and just getting a different interpretation of, just another level of the expression of love, which is God. So yeah, I will definitely get into that, if I haven't already by the time you watch this, with Yahak, meaning the truth and reality. That'll be the first name of study this month. And then we have prayers and affirmations. So again, I believe in yes, the digital world, the virtual reality. We call it the internet, we call it social media, and it's all about, we're leaving our digital, energetic, spiritual imprints on these devices and in this software. And it's permanent unless someone hits a button, but it's literally in the web permanently. So if our souls and our spirits leave this body and this vessel and we transition or die, right? What's left of us? What is our impact in this reality, in this realm? And I've been really meditating on that, and I really want to leave very clear messages of prayer in it. Prayer to me is inspiration. It's not about, Bible thumping or telling someone, non-believers, which in Arabic is called al-kafarun, right? The non-believers, the faithless, the Bible thumping, like you're gonna burn in hell, like all those types of stuff. That's not what I want. Even like in the spiritual communities, these disagreeable energies and entities, and these people aren't right because they're not spiritual enough. I don't want that. I want to inspire, and I want to uplift, I want to heal, and prayer is a powerful intention. Prayer can help anyone right? And sometimes people will even avoid, if something's titled prayer, they'll run away from it because they automatically tie it into their own religious traumatic upbringing, which religion can be very traumatic, okay? And so again, but my love is beyond fear. So I am going to share the prayers, living prayers with you all. Why not? All the negativity and all the entertainment I've come across on here, I don't feel uplifted after I watch. I don't. In some regards, I feel educated. In other regards, I feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. How is this improving my reality? And so I want you, my dear Silvertree seed, and my dear viewer, observer, please use discernment even with me. But my intention will always be from the space of my heart to you with the best intentions, and to leave you feeling good, to leave you with wonderment and not the opposite of that, okay? Affirmations as well, I will definitely, something that will empower the human collective rather than confuse the human collective, rather than take you down these wormholes of paranoia and all that other stuff. Like I really truly believe, moving into my year one, due to the connected to the numerology, I'm moving into my year one, and so it's foundation, and I really want to lay down a foundation of positivity and of balance and of neutrality. So, and we're almost done here. Okay. Oh, right. Yes. So I touched on the animals and alchemy. And if anything, I'll say this. I'll start off with this. God, higher consciousness, expresses itself in trillions of different ways. And all we have to do is just open our inner eye, our heart, our awareness to these different ways that God speaks to us, that God teaches us. And I find that with animals, it's just something I just connect with. And so with that, I haven't quite found my niche with how to express this in my energy readings. I'm all about creating my own spiritual tools. If there will be an oracle card deck, but that's part of the 99 names, and that's a form of study, not necessarily me doing these, it's not to be mixed up with the oracle card decks that many tarot readers use on social media or wherever. But I just personally like to create my own spiritual tools. That's what I've been guided to do in anything that I'm doing as far as energy reading. And so with animals, I'm still kind of on the fence of how to go about that, and if I should create my own deck of cards that I pull, or design my own, or just choose one animal of study. I'm not sure. So that's something that will probably evolve in the months to come. I just ask that you be a little flexible with that, because how everything's organized, I'll get into the next and last topic for this video. But yeah, that's an ever-evolving relationship for sure. And also I wanted to mention alchemy. Now, alchemy is a very deep thing. I've noticed a lot of the energy readings are tied to tarot or astrology. What's your sign? You know what I'm saying? Or it's very superficial, I find, and I've always been called to really do a deep dive into the fire element, water element, wind element, earth elements, and ether. What is what is our relationship to that? And so I'm not quite sure if I should present this study with you all, or if I should privatize it, meaning like keeping it as a personal study for myself, because again, and that would make my, the Sufi studying stronger as well. But I just find that it's a little slightly confusing, but I find that I will find my way with that. So to tie that into our last little subject before this video is over, and thank you so much for your patience. So how am I going to schedule and set up my videos? Well, the rune readings energy readings, so I'm just going to call them human collective energy readings, and they will be numbered like right next to you'll see in the title. I think I'm probably on 70. There've been 70 or 71 or 65, I'm not sure, videos that I've done since I started this channel. And that will take place when the full moon, new moon portals are closed, because I don't want to put out energy during those times. There's just too much. It's very hectic for me anyway, and so I usually put it out before the portal opens, so that the message can be received in the space of neutrality rather than upheaval and chaos, and just there's a lot of stuff happening that it's just part of the cycle. But that would be pretty much every other Saturday. And then for the prayers and affirmations and for the study of the name of Allah, the 99 names of Allah, I'm still trying to figure out how and what the best system is to do that. I think that I love the thought of creating daily prayers. I've been inspired by this YouTuber. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it starts with a Y. I believe she's Japanese. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to assume. But it's just, I think there needs to be more people like her to create content like that, to kind of counterbalance the overwhelming need to entertain and to create content that isn't very uplifting. And so with that, there's so much more to come. I don't want to keep you too long. I know, usually I try to keep my videos from 15 minutes to like a half hour, but I'm definitely going to make shorter material, especially for the prayer videos. And yeah, if you're really excited for big changes, be ready to see more of me, or hear more of me. I might create more audio content than visual, where I'm in front of the camera, but that's fine. I go where I'm guided. Ya Rashid, Ya Khadi, Ya Mulim. And so shukran Allah, shukran Allah, shukran Allah for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really look forward into hearing you. If you have any questions about what I've mentioned in this video, please, I will also timestamp the different topics, because I touched on several different changes. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Please remember to check out Rasheedah Silvertree Music. That's my second YouTube channel where I upload free content, music, songs that I compose. I've been doing that for almost over 2 years now, I think. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. Shukran Allah, and I will see you later. Remember to expand your consciousness, embrace supreme loving guidance, and evolve your human being. Thank you.